And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to have a look at some of the biggest hypocrites in media. You're wondering who it is? It's KAY BURLEY, BETH RIGBY, Rashid and 7 other people. Well, it seems that KAY BURLEY has managed to make 60 years old. Well done. Happy birthday. And she decided, are we ready for this, to flout Tier 2 rules and do what she spent nearly a year castigating normal working class people and others, including Dominic Cummings.
The point I'm making is that everybody at home is screaming at the telly saying, it's one rule for us and it's one rule for them. And you're falling into that trap.
If you remember, they even sent a reporter to harass Cummings' father. Remember? I do. Well, these rule for thee but not for me COVID-idiots went out for a party, 10 of them, to celebrate in Soho at the weekend at the Century Club. 10 of them were there until 11 PM. Then 4 of them, are we ready for this, went on to a restaurant which is called Follies for after hours. If this wasn't enough, they then went back to Kay's home to party! These included Rashid and Paul Harrison. You know, if you don't know who Paul Harrison is, he's an ex-Sky News employee who now works for, are we ready for this, Huawei. Now normally I wouldn't care about this. If it was a normal person I wouldn't be caring at all. But this woman, along with BETH RIGBY, are vicious, horrible hags in my opinion. Both talk down to everyone and are extremely condescending with anyone else that flouts the rules. So should they get away with this? No, they should not. Obviously, she's immediately apologised with a weak excuse. Listen to the excuse, everyone. Evening, everyone. I want to apologise to you all for an error of judgment. It's just an error of judgment, you see. I made a mistake. On Saturday night, I was enjoying my 60th birthday at a lurgy-compliant restaurant. I am embarrassed to say that later in the evening, I inadvertently broke the rules. I didn't know, Your Honour. I didn't know. Ignorance isn't a defence anymore. Mustn't have got the memo, eh? I had been waiting for a taxi at 11 PM to get home with 4 other people, let me throw that in. Desperate for the loo, I briefly popped into another restaurant to spend a penny. I can only apologise. Now ask yourself, everyone, this one important, honest question. Would Kay allow that as an excuse on her show? Or BETH RIGBY for that matter? No, she wouldn't. Neither of them would. I say her show. She wasn't on Monday morning. Probably had an hangover. Poor Kay. Poor Kay. Now, before I go, I thought I'd show you her hypocrisy. Watch these clips. Oh, and BETH RIGBY, obviously. While you do watch them, though, share, like, subscribe and hit the bell. Oh, and come and join the Discord server. Chat with us there. Everyone's welcome.
If you're struggling with COVID-19 and you think you've got a problem with your eyesight, what is the government advice?
Obviously, everyone, these are both about Dominic Cummings and his little escapade for his eyesight. That one.
What's the government advice? So it's not to get in a car and drive half an hour with your 4-year-old strapped in the back.
It definitely wasn't to go partying with 10 of your mates and then home to a house party with 4 of them, though, was it, Kay?
He went for a very short walk.
No, sorry, Mr. Gove. We don't need to go into all of that detail because we heard him yesterday. So are you telling me that doctors told him to take that drive? He was following medical advice?
I'm saying the doctors cleared him to be able to return to work, and he was able to return to work.
But you said that we should take medical advice. That's how you started when I said, what should we do if you think that you've got a problem with your eyesight?
And he did take medical advice and was told that he could return to work, and indeed he could drive safely as well.
So he didn't need to go to Barnard Castle, he could have gone straight down the motorway. Okay, so he didn't need to go to Barnard Castle, he could have gone straight down the motorway.
He could have done, and of course it's perfectly possible.
Cummings effect, it's been called. What have your officers noticed? If any fines have been issued by your officers because of similar events to what Dominic Cummings has been accused of, will you now look at those again?
Thousands of people watching this, ordinary families, have put up with all kinds of restrictions and hardships, regardless of their medical or family requirements. People not going to funerals, people not even going into hospital when their kids have been having cancer treatment. Why are you so different? What those people, I think, see here is that there's one rule for you and there's another rule for them. Don't you think you, at the very least, owe them an apology?
You see what I mean? Hypocrites. Stay sane, everyone. See you on the next one.